¿Está cansado?
Sí.
Are you tired?
Yes.
Do you feel like you have no time at all?
Yes.
Does it matter what time it is when you're having coffee?
No.
Well, you're in luck, because here at the In La Mix studio, we are gonna show you guys how we like to make un colada, or also known as café cubano, cafecito, or Cuban coffee.
Yes. Our favorite café.
Our favorite café. Okay, so you want to know how to make un colada.
So, hay 5 pasos para hacerte una buena colada.
In La Mix style. Okay, before we get started in the In La Mix cocina de In La Mix, there are a few pieces of equipment you're going to need to make un colada deliciosa. Equipment number 1, you're going to need what we call a mocha pot. It's an espresso maker on the stovetop. Now, we don't have what you would typically think is an espresso maker with the little carafe and you pour the water on top and you hear the steam. No, so we got this. It's an Imusa mocha pot. You can get on the local Presidente for like 10 bucks. If you're really tired, you can get the big one. Now, the best brand apparently is Bialetti. It's like some Italian brand. It costs a little bit of money, so this is when we are really tired or having a large party of 200. Next thing you're gonna need a metal carafe, all right? This is what you're gonna mix your coffee and your sugar with, and you're gonna need a spoon. If you don't have spoons, you can get it at your local Walmart. And last but not least, you gotta have un Café Bustelo. Now, there are a few brands out there. You got Pilon, you got Café Bustelo, you got the Walmart brand. Café Bustelo, bro, it's the way to go. You know it's good because it's manufactured in Miami. So we gotta open up the coffee. Bro, you know you went out in Casa Latinos when you got you got a whole thing. It's like that cookie jar, man. When you got the cookie jar, you open it up and it's like sewing kits and rice and flour. All right, there we go. Step 1, as I get water in it. Now, in the really good ones, right, and the super expensive ones like the Bialetti, they actually have a line that is your water line. In the Imusa version, there's no line. You just gotta know, right? So basically, there's a little steam thing, right? I usually fill it right about there, right, just below there. That's where I fill my water up to. It's basically when you put this in, it's gonna be right to the bottom of where you put your coffee in. Step 1. Ponga el agua. Boom. So step 2, you got your water. Now you need your coffee. The thing about Café Bustelo is that it's super fine. It's grounded super fine so that when the coffee goes through it, you're getting the most of the coffee you can. That's why it tastes so good. That's why it's super thick. You shouldn't be able to see through it once it's made. It's like it should be negra, negra, negra. And what you gotta do is you gotta pack it. You gotta pack the coffee nice and good. Okay, so you gotta put that in there. Next step, tighten it up. Put that stove top on high-ish and heat it up. We're talking about like coladas or coffee in the Latin home. Like, what does it do for the family? Like, what is the importance of coffee? It's even though it seems so small, how important is it?
It's very important. It enriches our culture, having coffee and communion with the family in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I mean, you have un chisme, you get your cup of coffee and you start talking. You know, you having a bad day, mommy makes a cup of coffee and makes it all better. It just brightens up your morning, your afternoon, and evening. So we have to have it as much as we can.
And you know what we're missing? Pan cubano con mantequilla.
Con mantequilla.
Ay.
Well, there's a difference because in Honduras, mantequilla would be sour cream. Yeah.
But so, the technical term for butter
yeah,
is mantequilla.
Is mantequilla.
It's like un crema.
Crema.
Or what is butter, and what would you guys say is butter in Honduras?
Margarina.
Margarina. But that, and I guess it's funny that you talk about that, because butter or margarina is like margarine, which is not butter. It's different.
Which is probably why when we saw margarine, we read it as margarina.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, it's butter.
It's butter. It's gotta be butter.
But it's not.
But
you can't believe it's not butter.
That's right.
So we're talking about coffee and how important it is. And when I grew up, coffee was just a morning thing, right? You get up, you get a cup of coffee, you go to work, right? That's what my parents did, and that's basically how it was for me growing up. So, you know, it was so different for me to come into a household in Claudia's home, and you'd see them, it'd be 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're having coffee, and I'm going, well, I need to jump on this train, right? And you see the people getting together, the family getting together, and just talking, and it brings the family together. Such a little thing too. Like it's such a small thing, but it's such a powerful tool that God's given us. So you got the coffee heating up now. The water is evaporating through the coffee to the top. And Claudia, she'll tell you a whole thing about evaporation and how that works. But not today. Not today! No, so you got your sugar, con azúcar. What I like to do, depending on your day. Okay, so if you want your coffee fuerte, strong, like, you're gonna put 1-2 scoops of sugar. However, if you're just wanting just the run-of-the-mill colada, just normal, right? You know, just, right? You get about 3 spoons of sugar, maybe 4, right? You wait for that first bit of coffee to start making. Once that first bit of coffee is being made, you're gonna pour a little bit in the spoon and mix it up. See what I did there?
In la mix.
All right. Okay, so you got the coffee, it's made, it's a little hot. All right, so what you're gonna do is get a rag if it's hot, turn the stove off, don't forget that. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour about a spoonful, depending on how much sugar. If you put 1 or 2 spoonfuls of sugar, then you're gonna do about a half a spoon of coffee in the spoon. If you did 2, 3, or 4, you're gonna do a whole spoon. So a whole spoon of coffee in there. And then dump it in there. And my favorite part, mix it up. So that's what it's gonna look like. And what you do, just pour the rest of it in there. So now is the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to drink. You gotta have a little cup here. One for me, one for mi esposa. If you were really like gonna start serving it, you can have the little cups that you get. You can buy them at Presidente, Food Town, Sedanos, Publix, and Hialeah. I'm guarantee they probably sell these. If they don't, let me know. You can buy them for like $1.25 for a pack of 250 vasos plásticos desechables. And then enjoy. I know I will. Now I gotta wait an hour for it to cool down. Well, there you have it, folks. A little cup of heavenly goodness. Mm-hmm. Oh, qué rico.
Delicioso. Now let's talk about the chisme of the week. Oh my God, I cannot wait to tell you.
Girl, you better tell me.
Oh my God.